On 27 February 2026, Fulbright Austria hosted its annual winter meet and greet at the Austrian American Society in Vienna, where current program participants had the opportunity to mingle with alums, representatives of partner institutions, and friends of Fulbright Austria. The evening started with welcome remarks from Fulbright Austria's Executive Director and Alumni Relations Manager, as well as from representatives of the US and Austrian governments, and continued with lots of networking, good food, and great conversations. Current program participants shared what surprised them the most about coming to Austria.
One thing that surprised me about coming to Austria was that the stereotype about German speakers being very strict and rule followers wasn't very true. I would say they're definitely a bit harder eggs to crack than Americans, but once you get to know them, they're a lot friendlier and warmer than the stereotypes would suggest. And I've had a lot of fun getting to know all the Austrians I've met.
Something that surprised me last year when I moved to Austria was how welcoming the people in Carinthia were. I kind of expected people to be a little bit less talkative or friendly just on the street or at the grocery store or whatever. But a lot of locals were really eager to kind of strike up a conversation. And when they figured I wasn't from there, ask about, what I was doing in Carinthia, and they were interested to get to know me. So that was something that surprised me in a positive way.
With 11 US scholars just starting their journeys in Austria, this meet and greet was also the last event of their orientation. And what are our newly arrived US scholars most looking forward to in Austria?
I'm most excited about meeting the Austrian students and interact with them in the classroom. I teach American literature, and I always find it very interesting to see what people outside of the United States, students and scholars, bring to American literature. So that's definitely something that I'm very much looking forward to.
One of the things I'm looking forward to is meeting and teaching Austrian students, and in particular, getting their views of the global economy. So I'm a political scientist, but I study international trade and finance. And so one of the things I'm looking forward to is getting a perspective from Austrian students about their views of the global economy, and in particular, maybe their views of how the role of the United States is changing in the world, and what they feel about that, and what questions they might have. Of course, I'm also looking forward to seeing the beautiful country and to traveling around a little bit and getting to know the Austrian people better.